Hey guys, welcome back to another fun conversation with your favorite tech girl, aka me. Those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Aarushi. I have about 7 years of experience building tech products, and in these 7 years, I've worked across several geographies, done several stints, starting from a developer to a marketeer to a product manager to now also creating content for you guys. And in this channel, I'll talk about all things tech, product, and general career adulting. So, without further ado, let's bring the topic at hand for this video. Today I'm going to be talking about something that all of you have asked me a lot of times to talk about, and that is how do I go about finding a job that could be within the same geography, in some other geography. This method that I'm going to talk about is going to help you always. So without further ado, let's get going. Drum rolls. And yes, so with all of my patent pending methods that I always share with you guys, I give an acronym to it. I used the bulk approach before, which I've linked above. This one is called PANTS. Yes guys, let's put on our pants and find a job for you, my friend. So with this PANTS, it's an acronym, stands for PANTNS, and we'll cover each of these one by one. The first one, P, stands for proposition, your value proposition. You need to figure out what is it that you bring to the table. Now you could be someone who has, like me, worked in ad tech for a good 2.5, 3 years. So you are a specialist of ads. Maybe you're someone who is a recent graduate, but while they were studying, have actually studied economics. So you bring in that extra element of economics. Or you really understand design really well. You understand Figma, you can design, do designs like anything, and maybe that's what you bring to the table. So you figure out what your value proposition is. Once you figure that out, you go to step number 2, which is A. Approach your target companies. Now, how do you do that? You basically figure out the value proposition that you have. Let's say for me, I have ad tech, right? I have ads as an experience, as a value proposition. What companies in my target geography are looking to hire talent like me? So, you go to company A, B, C, and D, and those are your targets, your absolute best companies, your dream companies where you would rather be. Have a dream company set, have a plan B, plan C, and plan D as well, but make sure that you contain yourself within your value proposition. Now this value proposition obviously also entails a place where you want to be. I mean, I can have n different capabilities, but maybe the ads part of me is where I want to put in more effort. That's where I want to gain some kind of subject matter expertise, so I want to stick with this, right? So I have my proposition, I have my A, which is approaching the right target companies, and I've also set them up in my tiers. Tier A, which is my dream companies, then B, C, and D as well. Now after you've done the P and the A, comes the time for the N. With the N, you basically start networking the hell off. And how do we do that? I've spoken in several videos about this before, linked to them above. But networking, I will give you 3 core aspects of networking. Number 1, reaching out to people on LinkedIn. Now how do I reach out to people on LinkedIn? Step before you figured out the companies that you want to apply to, reach out to people who work in a similar profile as the one that you want to apply to. Maybe you were a little bit senior in the same profile. So let's say I want to apply somewhere as a senior product manager. I might reach out to people who are a little bit more senior to me, a level or 2 above. Why would I do that? Because these guys are the ones who would, 1, not compete with me, but actually want to hire me. 2, these are the guys who can tell me what the hiring manager might be looking for. And 3, these are the guys who might be friends with the hiring manager. So you want to influence them. They could themselves be the hiring manager as well. Secret tip. Anyway, so yeah, you reach out to people a level or 2 above you. Same level is also fine, but try at a level or 2 above the one that you want to apply to. So you find these people in the companies that you wanted to go out to. The second thing that you could do is you could also network a lot in summits. Now this is only possible if you're geographically located in the country or in the geography that you want to move out to. But in case you are, you should go to summits, catch up. So a lot of product folks have a lot of summits happening in India, in Dubai, and in the rest of the world as well. So if you want to move to any of these geographies, just go there and attend those summits. That's a great place to network and find people. The third thing is other social media platforms like Reddit or Blind, in case you're looking for jobs in tech. That's a great place to meet people and build organic connects with people in the companies that you want to apply to. Now, one thing that's very important in the step number N, or the PAN of the pants, is that you do it authentically. See, a lot of people reach out to me as well on LinkedIn asking me, feedback, my comments on how they can do it, and I am not able to reply to everyone. I want to, but I can't because I get a lot of such messages. So all of the people that you're messaging to, understand that they might be getting a lot of such messages as well. So just a cold message at times will not get you what you want. My suggestion to you would be to build a relationship with them. So your job searching journey, don't think that it will, great for you if it gets done in a few months, maybe in a month or two, but consider 6-7 months of consistent efforts for you to get there. Now in those 6-7 months, you spend the majority of the time on the pan part of it, where you're networking, identifying the companies, and you start building those connects. So now that you are in the end part of it, what you should do, instead of just cold messaging on LinkedIn, try to connect with people on their posts. So if, let's say, I found some ABC person on the company that I want to apply to, one thing is that I could just cold message them. The other thing is that I've befriended them on LinkedIn, and now I start seeing what kind of posts, comments, messages that they're putting there, and I start trying to understand where is it that I vibe with them. Maybe they talk a lot about women in tech. Maybe they talk a lot about some kind of imposter syndrome. Maybe they talk a lot about AI. There could be multiple things that someone could be interested in, and maybe there's something that they and I share an interest in. That's the kind of post where I can also comment and really engage with them. Mind you, be authentic. If they're talking about something you don't understand, then there's no point engaging there. So try and identify places where you really can engage with them, and there put in your best foot forward. I'm sure they'll notice you, they might like your message, they might comment on it, and that's where you start the conversation. If somebody always comments on my posts, I do take note. I have definitely built a relationship with them then and there, and if they ping me on LinkedIn, I'm sure I'll respond to it. So that's my hack for you. Again, if you go to summits, again over there, don't be a silent kitten. Don't be a wallflower. If you're going somewhere to meet people, then go all out there. And my suggestion to you would be that people love to talk. So ask people questions, make them talk. The more questions you'll ask them, the more they'll remember you. And towards the end, just slip in slightly, hey, I'm looking for a job. I loved having a conversation with you. What do you think we can do? Can we connect on LinkedIn after this? Your point, your main job is to connect with them on a social media platform, but only after building an authentic connect with people. So there goes my tip. Coming to the T of the pants, with the T, now we'll start targeting the hiring manager. Once you've connected with the people who are the right people, you also ask them for a favor, a very important favor of telling you who the hiring manager is. Now this one is a little bit, it'll be a hit or a miss. It's not always that they'll know who the hiring manager is, or they'll be comfortable telling you, because obviously the hiring manager is a colleague. They might not want to spam that person. There might be different other reasons why they might not want to share it. So please don't badger anyone, but if you just ask them politely only once if they can share the name of the hiring manager. If they do, boom, that's what it takes. Honestly, I got one of my jobs only because I was able to know who the hiring manager is, and I reached out to them on LinkedIn and they were very responsive. So if you are able to identify the hiring manager, that's the trick. So after we have targeted the hiring manager, we get to the S, and this is building your stories. Now, when you go and speak to the hiring manager and you tell them about yourself, you have to make sure that your stories really ring a bell. You can't have a boring old story which is not convincing them enough, right? That's your one true chance at your dream company, or the plan B or the C or the D, whatever, but it's a one true chance. You can't let that go. And mind you, if the plan D company comes before the plan A company, you have to still treat all of them with equal respect, because you never know when what will work out, what will, divine interventions always happen. So please give all of the companies that are in your shortlist equal chance. So now that you're talking with the hiring manager, your stories have to be really crisp, really well. So when you started your journey of networking with a lot of people, you should also parallelly start building up your stories. Now, what kind of stories do I mean over here? Depending on the seniority of your role, there are certain types of questions that might be asked to you. So if you're a little bit senior, if you've managed people, there might be questions about, how have you managed conflicting situations, how have you managed people, this and that. And if you're someone who's more of an IC, an individual contributor, then there might be more technical questions, more hard skill based questions asked to you, depending on whatever profile you're applying to. So, you should start building your stories along how you know that skill or how you have handled that scenario really well. Now, these stories should bring out the impact that you've created, not only for, in that situation, but also for the organization as well. So work on your stories really well. They have to be captivating, impactful. I have spoken about the STAR approach over here. That's the way to, implement or talk about your stories really, really impactfully. So you can check that out as well. So after you've done your stories and you've spoken to the hiring manager about them, I think the next things would be the interviews, which is another acronym, another framework that I'll share with you in another video. But I think once you've gotten to the interview stage, you'll do well. That's my promise and that's my trust in you, my friend. So with that, I am done with this topic at hand. I hope that you liked this video and this content. If you did, please share it with your friends, and please like and subscribe to this channel, because every like and every subscription that you give me, that tells YouTube that this video is important, and they will push it to other people like you. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!